You should be able to hear me now. All right. Hi. Can you hear me? I don't know who's in here, but can you hear me over the music? And can you hear the music? Hey, it's Party Line. Hi, Kiera. Thank you so much for joining me. I can hear you, but not the music. Okay. How's the music now? My son is sleeping, so I'm trying not to wake him up. Hopefully, he stays asleep for like an hour. But we'll get through this live because I want to talk about this with you guys. I'm gonna have to get another way to live stream so I can share. All right, cool. Yay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually use like StreamYards or something like that so I can share my screen with you guys. But we're gonna make it do what it do. Let me make sure this is on repeat. Okay, it is. How y'all doing today? Let me know if y'all get annoyed from this song because I have this song on repeat. So I'm literally just using YouTube to live stream. I haven't necessarily looked into the other software or programming, but I will soon because live streaming is something I am actually gonna do much more often. So yeah, I'm literally just using YouTube right now, but I really do want to be able to share my screen. So I'm gonna actually move on to something else by the next time I live stream because I actually have something I want to show y'all, but that's okay. We'll just make it work another way. Hi, Chelsea. Thank you so much for joining me, honey. Welcome. We're gonna get started soon. I don't want to take too much time because my son is asleep right now, and sometimes he's a little fickle with the playpen. Sometimes he doesn't mind being in it. Sometimes he does mind, and so I don't want to have him whining and everything in the background. So we are going to get started soon. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. If you are in here, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Thank you so much and welcome. Y'all don't know, but I dance. I'm a dancer. So I be jamming in my head. I be like 5, 6, 7, 8 in my head. I promise you. I got my notes. Hey. All right, we're gonna get started soon, y'all. Chelsea dances too. Okay, girl. We're gonna have to do a collab. We're gonna have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, one day, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. And 1 and 2, right. Right, Key. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me, I gotta do my introduction. So hello everyone. Welcome to Bella's Corner where the truth is delivered with love. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get started. So today we are going to be talking about building with him and trusting his vision. And of course, everyone, my whole thing is how to prepare you for marriage. So obviously prior to meeting the man and getting the man, as well as when you have the man, but you don't have the ring yet. So again, building with him and trusting his vision. So again, I wish I could show y'all this chart, but we're gonna make it work. So I have a chart in front of me. It's a masculine and versus feminine chart. So I'm going to highlight a few of the feminine characteristics that are needed, in my opinion, in terms of building with him and trusting his vision. So, as well as some of the masculine traits as well. So according to this chart, men, or the masculine, they're practical. All right. They're single focused. Men are structured. Can you drop a link to the chart in the chats? Let me see if I can find it real quick for you, Key. That's a good idea. I should have thought of that. Go forward. I got it from off of Pinterest, so let me see if I can try to find it really quick. Or how about because you know what? I don't want to. This might take too long to find because I took a screenshot. Yeah, let's do it this way. Oh, and y'all don't forget to stick around until the end because I do have a special announcement for you guys. ZG. Let me see if I can find ZG. URIN. Masculine versus feminine chart. I found it. Like I said, let me know if y'all get annoyed with this. Let me see. With this song. Okay, perfect. Great idea. All right, y'all. I'm about to drop the link to the chart that I'm referring to in the chat. Good afternoon, Empress. Thank you so much for joining me, honey. Please don't forget to hit that like button, y'all, on your way in. I've got 4 people in here and 2 likes. Please kindly like the video. So go ahead and click on the link, everyone, that I put in the chat. Y'all, I'm hot. This is the chart I'm referring to. So go ahead and click the link that I just put into the chat. I'm gonna try my best, Kiara. I'm not used to teaching in this way, but I really want to drive this point home, especially for my young ladies here. All right. So without, again, belaboring the time. So on the masculine side, men are, I'm gonna again point out some things. Men are practical, okay? They're single focused, they're structured, they're purpose driven. And I'm gonna add foresight. At the bottom of that chart, it says outward action. I get it. Yes, men, they're movers, they're shakers, they're doers. But I want to add foresight to that as well. Okay. So I think these are important things to mention in terms of us as women being willing to build with him and trusting him. Okay. Ladies, you have to understand what a man's nature is. You have to understand that he is practical, okay? He is single focused, he is structured, he is purpose driven, and he has foresight. Versus us, we're sensitive. We're intuitive. I feel, women, we always did it. Well, I feel, okay? So to our sensitivity, he is logical, right? To his practicality, we are intuitive. To his structure, we are trusting. And we're talking about this. We are trusting to his structure, which means we trust his order. We trust his vision. Okay. Yin and yang. He is purpose driven. To his purpose and his drive. We are open to his purpose and his drive. At least we should be if we are in our feminine. Okay. And to his foresight, as Miss Crimson Cure teaches us, we provide our insight. Okay, so men are forward thinkers naturally, and then we provide insight based on our opinions, based on our intuition and our sensitivity to whatever his mission is. Okay, so building with him and trusting his vision. Ladies, I have a question for you. Would you be willing to downsize for him? And this is, again, prior to marriage. Yes, I am saying, you may be moving in with him, shacking up. I'm not going to lie. I did shack up with my husband. Not going to lie. Didn't really want to, but I did. because I trusted him. And honestly, he asked me to move in like within 3 weeks, or excuse me, 3 months. And I was like, dude. But then I ended up moving in, I think about a year or so later after I came home from deployment. Hi, Gang Dreamer. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. So again, ladies, are you willing to downsize for him if you are all living together? Are you willing to, say, move in into a tiny home, an RV, a trailer? Hmm? Are you willing to relocate? As I just mentioned that I did. Y'all, I relocated to another state. I lived in Georgia. He lived in Florida. Are you willing to relocate? Because he's pitched this vision to you. Do you trust him in this way? Empress said, yes. We can always upgrade later if feasible. Yes, ma'am. Key said, I became a nomad last year. I'm ready to be can jam on the farm. I know that's right. You made yourself available. That is very important. Being available, ladies, is extremely important, especially when you want yourself a masculine man. Making yourself available to him and his vision shows that you're open and available and willing to build with him. And then when you obviously when you go and do those things, when you move in or when you relocate, that shows that you trust his vision. You trust him. So the ladies in the chat, I already know y'all was going to say yes. So that's not an issue. But again, are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to downsize? Are you willing to move into, say, an RV or a trailer? Or an apartment for a year, 1 bedroom, a studio? Maybe he wants to save. And so maybe he wants to downsize, and then he's going to maybe obtain another job or two, and you can stay at home or you can work so you guys can stack that money. Are you willing to lay down with him and for him during that time? Trusting his vision and his foresight shows that you are wife material. And you are, what does that chart say? You are submissive. Oh, excuse me. I added submissive. You are submissive. The chart says surrendered. It's the same thing as submissive. You are submissive. You are surrendered to his plan. And yes, again, this is prior to the ring. This shows that you are vulnerable. You are willing to put your vulnerability in your life in his hands because you trust his vision. And in return, your femininity and you surrendering to him and you being submissive to him gives him purpose and drive, ladies. Let me say that again. Your femininity and your submission and your surrendering gives him purpose and gives him drive toward whatever is in his foresight, toward his mission, toward his plan. And then he gives you his 4Ps, as Ms. Crimson Cure says. He gives you his protection, his provision, his problem solving, and his procreation. It all goes in a circle, ladies. Understand that there is power in your femininity. You're not going to get anywhere if you're being masculine. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not willing to surrender to this man. If you're a Christian, you cannot be saved if you have not surrendered your heart, your soul, your mind, your spirit to God. You will not obtain the Holy Spirit if you do not surrender your life. You see what I'm saying? Because God is a gentleman, a very masculine gentleman, man, masculine energy. That's what God is. That is who God is. So in that same sense, ladies, if you are willing to surrender your will and when you respect his will and his authority over you, that is in return when he will give you the things you need and want. Okay. I hope y'all hear me. Being a masculine woman, being combative, being competitive with your man is going to annoy the hell out of him. You hear me? He's going to ask you, why are you acting like this? Why do I have to fight you when I come home? That man is dealing with his coworkers, dealing with his boss, dealing with whatever elements he has to deal with at work, and then come home and deal with your funky attitude. And you not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not providing the nurturing things that he needs. And let me touch on the cooking thing real quick, especially if you're not working. And again, I was talking to myself because this was me. Because I'm be honest, I was taught to be feminine. I was taught to be a wife, but I wasn't necessarily taught like the how-tos, because my mother wanted me to be a child, so I didn't necessarily know how to cook. So I had to figure it out. And again, my husband's very picky. So a lot of times I would cook something and he didn't even want it because maybe it was an extra season he didn't like or whatever. So I had to go through those growing pains. We had to go through those growing pains. But again, with cooking, if that man is working, you need, and you're not especially, but you, even as the woman, as the feminine in the home, it is your duty to make sure, my nose itch, y'all, to make sure that this man's belly is fed, so he can have the energy to do, so he can have the energy to go to work, and so he will be in good spirit. Y'all, my husband's mood would change immediately once he ate. He was immediately in a good mood, similar to how women are. You got to feed your man, ladies, because when he has the nutrients, he can continue to drive toward his mission and his vision. Please like the video, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me catch up on these comments real quick. Key said, moved from New Jersey to Georgia last year. Got rid of my apartment, all my stuff. And you live in your car, live in the Airbnbs, less stress, much more feminine. Game Dreamer said, I took a break from relationships to reestablish myself financially. There will be no struggle, love. I know that's right, sir. I know that's right. And some men, they choose not to be in relationships for a moment to get themselves stable financially. Maybe I'll give you guys a little bit more history about me, my husband, and those things. But he did have to kind of recuperate some things due to the situation that he was in prior to me. But he snatched me up out of the dating market because he realized, hold on. This is the gym. And I can't let her back out here in this dating market. Somebody else is going to snatch her up. But I was willing to build with him and grow with him through his healing. And I needed to heal too. And I trusted his vision. I trusted that he was going to take care of me when I moved in, based on how he took care of me when we first started dating. But yeah, I already talked about the cooking thing. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Additionally, building with him demonstrates, ladies, that you're down for him, that you're loyal, and that you respect him. Just because he doesn't have 3 cars and own a house and all this and all of that doesn't mean that he is less than a man, doesn't mean that he's incapable, and doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve respect. The modern women seem to have that misconstrued. You building with a man shows your true loyalty, in my opinion. Okay? When you respect a man and when you're loyal to a man, there is nothing that he won't do for you or give you. Now and in the future. Maybe he doesn't have the means now, but trust me, he is not going to forget. But don't just give him those things. Don't give him your compassion or your nurturing and all of that just to obtain, just to get things from his pocket. Because that means you're a chameleon. And my content is not for chameleons. My content is for ladies and young girls and young women who want to be wives. Maybe they realize they need some sprucing up to do. They realize there are some things that they need to work on. My content is not to say, oh, this is what men need to work on. We all know it. No one's perfect. I can't stand those comments in my DMs and under my videos like, men need to work too. We know that, honey. But let's talk about you. Because a lot of times when the relationship is over, it's probably the woman's fault. My husband just texted me. Hold on. What you doing? On live, baby. No plans. All right. The Bible says, and I'm sorry if you're not a Christian or anything, but I really just think the Bible has a very, it's full of wisdom, right? And so I refer to it. The Bible says it instructs wives to respect your husbands and husbands to love your wives. Okay. So what does that tell you? That means as you show a man respect, when you show a man loyalty, when you show a man, your husband, that despite his flaws, that despite maybe, he isn't where he needs to be or wants to be, you still respect him as the masculine, as the man, as the leader. And in return, he will love you. I'm not saying he's not, I'm not saying you're not going to love him. I'm not saying it's not going to go. I'm not saying he's not going to respect you back or anything. But that scripture refers to the nature of a man. The key to obtaining a man's heart is to respect him, not to cut him off when he's talking, not to always correct him, not to belittle him, not to emasculate him, not to always argue with him, to understand him, to listen to him, to understand his logic, to surrender, to submit. This all displays respect. And again, in return, he will love you. He will give you anything. He will give you as many kids as you want or as many as y'all can afford. If you say, "Oh, baby, I really like that purse," he might get it for you as a gift. I remember one time we were at the mall and I was looking at a purse that I liked and I was just gonna pay for it for myself because I don't necessarily I don't ask my husband for a lot. I really don't. And I was like, should I get this? And he was like, and I think you should wait. The whole time he was plotting to get me that bag, and he purchased it for me. Later, he surprised me with it. Yes, that's a material thing, but that simply showed how much he paid attention. That showed how sweet he is, and that just showed his love for me, out of my respect for him. And I could have been like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna get it," and then what? That would have pulled the rug right from up under his feet. Please like the video. Please like the video. I hope I'm making sense, y'all. I'm hoping y'all. I'm hoping y'all are feeling what I'm saying. So let's look at building from different perspectives and from different couples. So let's say maybe there's a young couple. The young lady is 18 and the young man is 21. Maybe he doesn't have, this well-established career yet. Maybe he's working on it. Maybe he's in construction. Maybe he's still, on the lower level end in the company. But with time and him obtaining skills, he'll become better. Are you willing to give him that time to increase his value? Or how about the higher education couple? Maybe he's in dentistry school. Maybe you two met in undergrad and now he's in dentistry school, and we know how many years that is. And maybe you want to get married and you feel like that's your husband, and that's your husband, and you two talk about these things. And really in your brain, you're like, dang, how come he's not popping in question yet? Maybe he wants to wait until he's obtained his doctorate, his MD, or whatever it's called for dentists. I can't think of it right now. I can't think of the name right now. Maybe he wants to wait because maybe there's this fabulous ring that he wants to get you, or maybe he just wants to establish himself financially prior to. Maybe get another check or two. Are you willing to give him that time? You also need to have these conversations as well. Don't just be passive about it. Don't be rude, but don't be passive. Like, hey, babe, I want to know what your vision is. I want to know what your plan is. And he will tell you. Ask, girl. Don't just be sitting with on your hands, not asking questions and engaging in conversation and understand his mission. You want to understand his mission. You want to understand his vision. So that way you can get on board, so you can provide the things that he needs from you. Yes, you're feminine, but if you don't know what his mission is, if you don't understand what his mission is, you're not going to know where you're going to fit in, or how you can help him drive toward his purpose. Thank you so much, Game Dreamer. Thank you you're the show sponsor. You're this live sponsor. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get a soundboard or something eventually, so I can give y'all, your props extra. So, but thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. Are you willing to give him that time that he needs? But again, you have to understand his vision so you can get on board. Maybe he has a weird schedule. Maybe he works nights, 12-hour shifts. And so when he comes home at, say, 6 a.m. He works 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It will probably be best for him to have a meal, or for you to bring him some food. Even do that so you can be sleep. Think of ways how you can puzzle your femininity into his life, because this shows that you are useful. This shows that you support his vision, that you support him, and that you're willing to provide whatever he needs in order for him to obtain whatever he's trying to get. My son is waking up. I'm probably just gonna have to pause. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pause y'all real quick. Not pause, but wait here. I'm gonna see if he's okay with being put in a playpen. Just give me a couple minutes, y'all. I'm sorry. Hi, Gail. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be right back, y'all. Turn this music up a little bit. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Thank you for your patience. Hopefully, he stays good for at least a little while. Might have to give him a snack or something. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Talk the Truth Radio. Talk the Truth Radio. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello. Please don't forget to like the video on your way in. Talk the Truth. We are talking about building with him and trusting his vision. I don't remember where I left off, but we gonna keep rolling. Okay. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining me. Rick Judah. Oh, let me turn this down. There we go. Maybe y'all can probably hear me a little bit better now. All right, I was talking about the higher education couple. Yeah, maybe he wants to get himself together financially first. But make sure you understand his vision. Make sure you ask him questions. Because you're not gonna comfortably. Oh, and go ahead and scroll up, y'all. If y'all, I'm referring to a chart. Scroll up. There's a link I put in the chat. Let me see if I still have it on here. Yeah, it's still on here. Yeah, go ahead and click the link, everyone. In the chat. That's the chart I was referring to. Until I get a better live stream service that I can actually share my screen with you guys. Yeah, you're not going to be able to surrender or per se submit to his vision unless you understand it. So ask the questions. What are your goals? I mean, granted, you should have known that, but understand that maybe there could be some changes in his plan. So you want to make sure that you constantly stay updated with him. I mean, don't get on his nerves about it, but just make sure you understand where your femininity can fit in his vision. Because at the end of the day, ladies, remember, before you obtain the ring, you are in the vetting process. Okay, you are still in the vetting process. So he's trying to figure out if you can be his wife. His wife, not if you're a wife. Because I mean, if he committed to you he sees that you're wife material. But are you his wife? Does your femininity align with his masculinity? Because not everyone's masculinity and femininity is the same, obviously, right? Because everyone's different. Everyone has their nuances. Everyone, has their quirks and all of these things. So he's still vetting you. He's trying to see where your femininity fits in with his masculinity. So that means you need to understand how your femininity can fit into his masculinity by asking him questions, by getting on his program. Or maybe another couple. Maybe you're in an age gap, say 21 to 35. Your life and relationship experience is going to look different than that 35-year-old man's likely. So there are going to be some things that you're going to need to figure out. You're going to have to figure out, okay, what does this man need from me? Maybe I need to be more open or more receptive to him than what I've been in the past with men who I've dated, maybe who are younger than him. Maybe I need to bump up my nurturing spirit, my nurturing actions. Because maybe, and I'm not saying be a man's mother, because modern women love to say, these men just want another mom. Yes, there are some men like that. But we're talking about the masculine man who's looking for a wife. You still are supposed to be nurturing, sweetie. He's not saying he wants you to rock him to sleep. But he's saying he wants you to show concern for him. He wants some kisses too. He wants kisses. He wants cuddles. He wants hugs. So maybe, and because maybe that is something he lacked in his childhood, depending on what his child, history looks like. Maybe that is something he needs to feel secure and safe in the relationship, ladies. Remember, men have feelings too. Men have feelings too. So maybe you need to nurture that 35-year-old man maybe a little bit more than what you needed to maybe with the 25-year-old man you were dating. And that's the truth. Let me know if I'm speaking the truth or not, y'all. Let me know. If maybe I'm just talking out the side of my neck right now. Learn your man's nature. Learn that man's nature. His individual nature. If he's competitive, more or less. How competitive is he? How competitive is he? If he, he's single focused, so where's his focus? As I mentioned in my other live stream, maybe he wants to be an engineer. Send him the application. Send him the prerequisites for school or something like that. Shows that you're listening. That shows you're supporting him. And that will help him drive toward his purpose. Because he's like, dang, she really just sent me this. Rick Judah said, a nurturing woman is the only type I can cooperate with because I need someone to smooth out my rough edges. Exactly, ladies. So don't allow these women to say, he's looking for a mother. No, he's looking for a woman who can smooth his rough edges. My husband is rough around the edges. So he needs a woman who can smooth them over, who can calm him. I mean, my husband's actually pretty chill, but who can calm him down when needed. His peace. You want that man to feel at home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where you are. But if you're not providing the nurturing that he needs, then he might try to look elsewhere for that. And you don't want that if you're trying to be the wife. All right, moving on. Understand, ladies, that when you are building with him, he may have to get another job or two. Did y'all hear my son? I love you. We're almost done. So just stick with me, y'all. I don't want to take too much of your time. Y'all, some of y'all may be at work, lunchtime, all that stuff. He may be getting another job. Please like the video on your way in. Understand that he may not be at home or available as often because he is working. Are you okay with that? That doesn't mean, use your idle time for distraction. Establishing new connections with men, exes, and things like that. No, ma'am, you need to be working on your femininity. You need to be practicing cooking. You need to be cleaning. Or if you're working, also still be thinking about how you can increase your femininity, how you can be easier to work with, how you can stop being so defensive. When he's grinding, when he's building, and when he's moving toward his vision, ladies, that is not a time for you to sit back and chill. That is a time for you to self-improve. Understand, ladies, that that relationship and marriage requires constant self-sacrifice and constant self-evaluation and improvement. Because if that man is masculine and purpose-driven, he is constantly looking at where he can improve. so y'all can improve as a unit. You hear me? Work on your compassion. Go volunteer, get you a hobby, start a YouTube channel or something. Start working out. Let's work on that waistline. Know what I'm saying? I hope y'all hear me. Work on that waistline. I'm gonna refer back to that because it's kind of a funny thing later, but with my little special announcement. Work on your femininity, ladies. Again, there is power in your femininity. There is power in your submission. A masculine man needs femininity. Children need femininity and masculinity in the home in order to become functioning adults who don't have emotional problems later in life. This is not just about you, baby. This is not just about you or in him. This is about the future that you two are building together and creating together, as well as which includes children. What did I say before? A good woman makes a good wife. And a good wife makes a good mother. But you have to put in the work. And about being in shape. You don't need to be feeding your family French fries and hamburgers all the time. You should be displaying that you have discipline, that you're health conscious. Our people in the Black community, we're passing away due to heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, stress, strokes. It's because we eating soul food every other day and hot Cheetos in between that with no water. That's a problem. Show a man that you are nutritionally conscious, so you two can live long lives together, and so that you can have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy, long and lasting life, so you can see your grandchildren and preferably your great grandchildren. I had great grandparents growing up. I don't have any anymore, but my grandmother, I think she passed away when I was in college. I think I was like a sophomore or something like that. She lived until she was like 96 or something. My other great grandfather, he passed away in his mid or early 90s as well. And he lived with us until he passed for a little while. I'm trying to see my great grands. Are you? Hello, sir. Marriage, politics, and sports. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for your donation. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. I hope y'all hear me. Your health is important, ladies. Because if you're taking care of yourself, he's going to take care of himself too. Understand that the man creates culture and you teach and carry on the culture, which includes nutrition, healthy habits, healthy lifestyle. But let me stop. But I'm just saying. When you're willing to build with him, that means that you trust his vision. That means you trust his foresight. And in return, he will lay down his life for you. Listen, I trust my husband with my life and my safety. Because I understand that, for one, he is trained. He is a trained professional. Okay? And I feel safe with him. After this, y'all, watch my video with Corey Holcomb. I think it's titled "Listen to Your Man," and it was my review on the video that I saw on YouTube. where we were talking about protection. Listen to that after this. Watch it after this. If you don't believe a man can protect you, you probably shouldn't be with him. Because if something pops off, you gonna be running the opposite direction from what he's saying, and you could cause something worse than what was intended or should have happened due to your lack of submissiveness, your lack of surrendering. Be with a man who you can trust to protect you. Again, I trust my husband with my life. That's all I got for y'all. I'm looking at my notes right here. So, ladies, building with him, giving him time, and trusting his vision shows that you are wife material, but you're also his wife material. Surrender yourself to his under his will and his authority, so he can properly provide to you as, again, Miss Crimson Cure, Auntie Kendra. I call her Auntie Kendra. Miss Crimson Cure says, so he can provide you his 4 P's. It is natural for a man to provide his 4 P's, especially to a feminine woman. But you have to show that that you are worth it. You have to show that you and your femininity is worth his 4 P's. Showing that you're willing to build with him, that you're willing to give him time, that you're willing to work on yourself while he's building himself and increasing his value. You're in return building yours, and it's a different way. When you work on your femininity, you're increasing your value. Because again, a good woman makes a good wife, and a good wife makes a good mother. I hope this made sense, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please like the video. And so let's talk about this special announcement that I have. The reason that I need to take a break. Okay, baby, I'm almost done. Okay. All right, yeah, I gotta hurry up because my child ain't having it. The reason why I need to take a break and I've been tired and everything is because I am pregnant. I'm pregnant again. My son is 8 months, and my husband is actually away for work. He's been away for a while, and so it's just been me and the baby and the little bean. And the little bean is tiring me out, as well as my son, because he's a crawler, and so I have to run behind him all the time. So I needed to take this week off, and it was actually my husband, under my husband's guidance, to take the break. And I didn't want to from YouTube. I didn't want to, but I needed to. And so I told him I appreciate you saying I need to take a break, because I really didn't need it. Thank you, Chelsea. So bear with me. Bear with me because, again, mama is carrying another one. But that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. The truth has been signed, sealed, and delivered by yours truly. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads. Thank you to my show sponsors, Marriage, Politics, and Sports, as well as Game Dreamer. I will be doing more live streams. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.